Welcome to Midland Squirrel Hunter. So a bit of a different video today. I've been seeing quite a lot online that people are looking for imitation squirrel callers, ways to try and beckon squirrels towards feeders, things like that. I've been asked this question quite a bit. Is there any way you can attract squirrels? The only way I'd say is a surefire way is a feeder and peanuts. That will definitely bring squirrels into an area, but then I suppose the question that people are asking is, can you encourage the squirrel to be drawn to the feeder a bit quicker? There are a few ways that you can do this. None of them I'd say are cast iron, but we've all given them a go. We've all listened for squirrel calls and stuff on YouTube and whatever else. A couple of ways I know of, which I'm going to share with you guys today, are the Primus Squirrel Buster. Now we all know what that looks like, but it is a squirrel buster. And what you do with this is you place it between two fingers and you press it with your thumb. Now you get a pattern to that. That imitates a squirrel bark. So that does actually imitate, say, a distress signal or something like that. You can also make it chatter, which is not really a noise you'd hear from a squirrel, but I suppose it shows a kit that could be in distress. But the most common to use this squirrel buster for would be to imitate the bark. Very high pitched, but that's what it's made for. Myself, I'm 50-50 with that. I have used it before and then there's been squirrels around. Is that coincidence? Sometimes I think it could scare them off. Another old trick, a really old trick, and this is probably the better one of the two, is if you get two 10p pieces. The reason I say 10p is they've got like a serrated edge, and that does come in handy. What you do with this is you place it in your hand, place one 10p piece in your hand, the other one, and then you tap on that. And that imitates a squirrel with a knot, supposedly. The reason you want the serrated edge is if you scrape them together, that will also imitate a squirrel trying to break a nut or chewing at a nut. So there are two simple ways. One's going to cost you about 20 to 25 pound. The other one's going to cost you 20p. Well, it's not even going to cost you because you can put it back in your pocket. But that's the better one of the two. Not as loud, won't scare squirrels off if there are any squirrels in the area, and you're just tapping a coin. Try and get yourself a bit of a rhythm so you know it's not going to just stress anything out. Whereas this, squeezing it every couple of seconds, it's could scare things away. Sounds a little bit too high pitched as well, as I said, which you can muffle with your hand, but that's that. So yeah, short little video just to touch on that subject. Hope it helps. Myself, I would just use peanuts and a feeder. If you do want to try and attract them to the feeder a little bit more, you can always use a little bit of aniseed oil across your tray and on your lid, just so that they'll spread that around the woodland as they're visiting the feeder. But that is a surefire way: peanuts in a feeder and you're bound to get squirrels visiting.